Hello, fellow dorks, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork. Today we are playing episode 3, kind of. Don't worry, if you haven't seen the first two, it doesn't really matter. These are standalone adventures. But this is my third play of Dungeon Hero, where each game is like a whole new different little like module to play. So today we are playing the Lost Island, shipwrecked on an island that was nowhere to be found on the maps. You struggle to survive on an island stuck in time. And from that little tagline, it gave me the idea of what's going on with my character, where I had the idea that, because I was thinking like it was kind of like Ravenloft, like he failed fleeing the Jarl's fortress. He did destroy the Jarl, but he didn't escape. He had to like jump through the window and into this massive ravine that surrounded the fortress of the Jarls, of the Frost Giants. And I had the idea that it was kind of like he was sucked into Ravenloft. He like dove into these mists. And I had the idea, like, and what gave me the idea of where I'm going with my character right now was his tagline, Island Stuck in Time. And so maybe it's just like he just finds himself, he has this Gandalf the Grey kind of moment where he transforms into Gandalf the White, where maybe things are a little bit different and he kind of, he shifts a little bit after his last quest kind of failed. He did do what he set out to do, he just didn't escape. So, I had this idea he's just going to wash up on the shore, and I don't know if it means Isles. See, now I'm thinking about it, this is probably an homage. This is probably an homage to Isle of Dread, the old D&D module. I bet that's what this is. Whoops. So anyway, I'm still going with this. He kind of washes up on this shore, and he kind of reinvents himself. So I did kind of change up his stats a little bit. So let's kind of jump into this, and let's just see what kind of trouble we get into. So here we go. Whoop. Okay. So here is our character right here. Good old novel. Again, 30 resolve, 15 stamina, 0 treasure. Now, this is what I changed. I gave his strongest stat a wordsmith. So that is his like spellcasting ability. I like the idea that he is one of these like original entities, that kind of primordial entity that is here with the land. And I gave him Warden. Actually, this is a new stat right here, Warden. I like the idea he was a sentinel. He's a warden. He's kind of the custodian of the land. He's not the creator, but he's like the janitor of the land. Like, he is the one who kind of keeps it alive, keeps it active. He's out there, like Gandalf the Grey, kind of going around and just trying to keep the world pure like the creators meant it to be. And he has this power of wordsmithing, which is he knows these words of power. And through that is his magic ability. So he's basically like a bard, which you can see right here. And he's also a wanderer. I'm kind of going back and forth on what he... this is based off of his 2nd edition character I made, which is a Bard Ranger. So he is this wanderer. He does have some nature skills. He's pretty crafty. He's been around for a little while. And I gave him Cunning. That's another new one. And I like the idea. You can see it's Warg right here. So when I jumped through the window, I lost my hawk. So I don't know what to do now. I don't have my hawk. So I need to warg into other animals. That was an ability he had, was a warg, and he had this hawk. His name was Novel Airhawk, but he lost his hawk when he dove down into the abyss. Beyond that, like I said, he's warden. That's going to be kind of like his like bravery and just his purpose. It's more like his bond to his calling. He still has his thieves' tools. He lost his bow, so I had a bow with a +1 to Frost Giants. I feel like when he dove off the little precipice there, he probably, while falling, he didn't have as good of luck with his bow hanging onto that as Gandalf did hanging onto Glamdring. Was that the name of Gandalf's sword? When he was fighting the Balrog in the movies. But nonetheless, he fell. He lost his bow in the fall. But he still has his thieves' tools, because thieves' tools are like in like a little like pouch. So that's probably still on his person. And then he has lore. He's been around a long time. He knows a lot of things. So that's his stats. I've jibber-jabbered enough. Let's see where we wake up and what's going on the Lost Island. Dun, dun, dun. Your sloop heaves to and fro violently. Okay, I got a little carried away when I saw Island Lost in Time. I was thinking like Domains of Dread, not Isle of Dread. Your sloop heaves to and fro violently as the storm buffets it. Land ho! Shouts one of the sailors above decks. It can't be. Racing up, you see it. Lit up in a flash of lightning through the rain, a jagged coastline sloping up to a mountaintop looms near. No island appears on the map here. Maybe this is all in my head or something. Heave to! You shout to your men. They're my men. I'm the captain. But it is too late. Your sloop slams into the rocks, and you feel the deck buckle beneath you. You awaken on the beach, waterlogged and exhausted. Glancing left and right, you see only a handful of you made it to the island. Roll 1d6 plus 2. You gain that many sailors, and you can use in challenge rolls. They may either add plus 2 to a roll, or take all the damage from a failed roll. Okay, choose one trait that represents your heaviest equipment. It is lost at sea, but you may replace it with a sharp stick. Okay, I guess we just lost our thieves' tools. So this is now a sharp. Ooh. So, okay. I'm coming up with plans here in the old nerd noggin. I like the idea that so he has his stick, which we'll consider this like his like staff. You know how like Gandalf when he changed into the white, he had this like staff that was like much nicer than his gray one, although his gray one was cooler. So he has this like new staff, and it's just a sharpened stick. But the sailors, okay, let's see how many we have. I'm kind of talking and thinking at the same time here, which isn't necessarily my forte. Boink. Ooh, that's not bad. We have 6. So, 6. I'm going to write this down right here. Maybe this is all kind of metaphorical. So, like, the last thing I was doing they were Vikings. They were specifically called Vikings. And I had, like, Hunin and a couple of others, Freki and Tamsgrisnir or something like that. The name of Thor's goats, one of his goats. But maybe the sailors I have with me are lost souls on their way to Valhalla. So that's the ship that we were on. We were on this like metaphorical ship headed to the halls of our fathers. And I brought them with me, or somehow when I jumped, we moved domains that they came with me. So this is all kind of in my head. So I do have these 6 like Vikings with me that are kind of like lost. I like that. That's fun. Let's do that. Let's just move this up here. So this is a d6, and let's just get this party started. So I'm going to roll another d6 and see where we end up. 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Eyes watching from the forest. Spooky. So, forest eyes are watching me. Okay, so I need to roll a 1d6, because that's what I have right here, and then a 1d8. D6, D8. So we land on this island that's kind of like lost in time, and lost in space and reason. A little Rocky Horror reference for you. There are eyes watching us from this forest. We come upon this like beach, and there are these eyes. We can feel the presence of something on us. Wanderer makes sense. That's my like ranger kind of capability. That's just my way around the land. And either warg or warden. Honestly, they're both. Actually, warg is a little bit better. If it's in a forest, I'm going to use my Wanderer capability and my Warg capability, where I'm going to just kind of reach out just to see like what kind of creatures are watching us in the forest. So I'm trying to look through their eyes to see them looking at us to make sure that it is not like supernatural. Because again, I don't quite know where I am. Like, I don't know what plane of existence I'm on right now. So we're going up against a 6 and a 1. And I'm going to be rolling a 10 and an 8. So my highest, ooh, man, I lost by 2. So you take the highest result, and that's versus your highest result. They got a 6, I got a 4. I lost by 2. Do I start? Okay, I think I'm going to take that. Down to 28 resolve, so I'm already that unsettled. So I reach out and I can't sense what's out there. Like, I'm not able to connect with any of the creatures in this area. So my resolve is kind of like my hit points, but it's a little bit deeper than that. It's also like psychic damage and your bravery or your morale as well. So like, I'm shooketh. But nonetheless, I do continue on. So I take the last encounter and I add it to this number right here. So it is already getting a little bit more difficult here. So let's roll another d6. That is a 4. So is that 3? I'm up to 7. Oh boy, this isn't good. Salvaging from the shipwreck. So we decide, the Vikings, maybe they're looking for weapons or something like that. And or just setting up some kind of fortifications on this like really weird beach. And let's just say the water, I may have to change it here shortly, but that the water is actually like just the ethereal plane lapping up against us. So it's just a void. So you can see right here, we get a treasure if we do succeed at this, which treasures are just points, but I like to like incorporate them into the story. So we have a D8 and a D10. That is what we're rolling for the environment. So D8, D10. We want these to be low numbers. A 4 and a 1. That's actually pretty good. I am going to roll. So again, we're just trying to salvage this shipwreck, this metaphorical ship. I am trying to think. There were ships that came to Ragnarok, but I feel like it was one that meant like that was made of. It was Hell's ship, and it was like made of like fingernails and teeth or something like that. Oh, Skidbladnir. Yeah, there are lots of ships in Norse mythology actually. So maybe that's it. Maybe we're on, and that would make sense that we were on. What was his name? Balder. We were on like his mystical ship or something like that, or Freyr had a ship too that he could like fold up and put in his pocket. So yeah, we're on like one of these like mystical ships. So it wrecked. So this is like hugely upsetting for these sailors I have with me. But we are trying to like pull out pieces of this thing. What would that be? Words. See again, I feel like my wordsmith isn't going to help me here. Gosh, cunning bard, warg, warden. What would I do here? How is this going to work? I'm having a little bit of trouble figuring this one out. I'm thinking Wanderer and Cunning or Warden. I'm going with Cunning because he's trying to be smart and like just... They're just kind of scrape together some kind of fortifications or something like that and see what they can find. And Wanderer is just his more kind of like hardy side of himself. Let's do Wanderer and Cunning, which is a D10 and a D8, which I think is what I rolled last time. I want above a 4. Farts. I want this treasure just because it helps tell the story. So what I can do is spend stamina to re-roll a dice. It could be the opponent's dice or my dice. I'm off to a very bad start, though. I'm going to say we are unable to find anything. This is a rough start. So again, we're just, this mystical, magical ship just is completely destroyed. So our morale is just, we don't salvage anything off of it, and we can't like really put up with decent fortifications. So we feel very alone and confused wherever we are on Yggdrasil, the world tree, whatever realm we're in. Okay, let's roll another D6. So this bumped up to a D10, which stinks. Roll a D6. It'd be great if we got above a 3. Cool. 1, 2, 3. A sea cliff. Okay, so here we are. So D8, D10, a sea cliff. Maybe we're starting to push out. We realize that we don't, that we're not safe where we are. There are creatures watching us. I can't figure out what they are. We can't salvage anything from this ship, which is kind of this psychopomp ship that takes us from one domain to the next. So we start like walking along this sea cliff. And really hope that these rolls go better for us. We want these to be low. So the sea cliff is a D8 and a D10. A 3 and a 2. Okay. Let's be helpful here. So again, we're still wandering. So I think I have to stick with Wanderer, hence the word wandering, and I think Warden. I don't think this one is Cunning. I think this is Warden. I'm trying to choose the things that make the most sense. Because again, I could just keep saying magic. I know magic. I know magic. I know magic. Like I could say, well, I'm a wordsmith and I know nature and I just make it work in my favor. I try to keep myself in check. Okay, so Warden and Wanderer, which is a D6 and a D10. I need to get above a 3. I tied. So this is a tie. We take our highest rolls, which you can see right here is a 3 and a 3. Then we take our lowest rolls, which is a 2 and a 2, which is just a complete reroll. 6. God dang it. Ah! Not going well. So I lost by 1. So even if I re-rolled this is still a 7. And the tiebreaker is the difference between a 7 and a 2. I am not feeling comfortable where I am. It is not worth like killing my soldiers, my sailors for this as well. We are very uncomfortable with what we're seeing. This is not a natural place. So this is a D8, you can see. So this now changes to a D8, which is nice. So it'll bump it down a little bit. And then I normally I'd roll a 1d6 to see how far I go, but this is an immediate stopping point. So I just go here and stop. Let's see what it says. Beyond the beach, oh, we're moving into the jungle. The jungle gets too thick and dense to easily traverse. But you find the mouth of a river that cuts upstream into the jungle, so you follow it. Do I? Okay, let's roll a d6 and see where we're going here. That's a 6, good. We want to move quickly through these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A waterfall! It is a d10, unfortunately. So, we're going along this, like, this winding, serpentina, path here. We hear the waterfall up ahead, but when we approach it, we can't find our way down. We have to find a way to get ourselves down from this thing. It's the only way forward is to go along this waterfall. So we're going to try to climb down, and there's 6 of us. So let's see how this is going to turn out for us. So this is a D10, dang it. So again, this is going to bump up to a D10 next turn. So let's go ahead and roll for this garbage. Please be low. A 6 and a 5, that's about the average. Actually, a little bit above their average. And me, waterfall. Wanderer? Warg? I could like warg into a creature and try to like find out like a good path down. Let's do Wanderer Warg. Maybe here in the jungle, I try to reach out and just see if I can at least, maybe if I can't speak to the animals, I can like see which way they're navigating around this. Like I can find trails. So Wanderer and Warg. D10, D8, which is what I just rolled for them. So hopefully I just rolled a little bit better. 8, 10. Come on. Jeez, ow. Am I to the point where I gotta off one of these sailors? That's another 2 points. I am just, like, this is just wrecking me right now. Let's see what the sailors do. They may either add +2 to a roll or take all the damage from a failed roll. So I'm still not winning this roll. And even if I re-roll this dice, I still lose because this dice wins. And if I re-roll this one, mathematically, I'm going to get like a 5. I just hate losing all this resolve. I'm almost a third of my health. I think I have to. 2 is such a tricky number in this game because I feel like 3, that's almost like a reroll, but like just the way the dice are telling the story. That's what I like about this game too, is the dice really tell the story, and sometimes that story sucks. So let's keep on pushing. Let's say we have to go a really long way out of our way, and we're just starting to get exhausted. So we just don't find an easy way down. I still can't connect with any of the creatures in the area, and it's really just kind of making us a little desperate and wary of what is going on. So that is a 2. That puts us at 2 spider bites. Fantastic. So that is a D8. So D8 and D8. All right. Let's see what we got with these spider bites. So again, we had to push a lot. Oh, butts. I may re-roll that 8 in a second. This didn't go too well. So yeah, we had to push around a little bit like where we were going, and we had to go through some pretty dense foliage, and we were just kind of like riddled in all these like pussy spider bite boils, and we're starting to feel sick a little bit just from the toxins in our body, and spider bites. Definitely Wanderer. I may do Wanderer and Wordsmith on this one. Maybe I do know some kind of like healing magics to like suck away some of the toxins from this, because the spiders seem to be like naturally occurring ish. So yeah, let's go with Wanderer and Wordsmith. This is the first time I've used any of my like magical powers this entire time. So let's do that. 12 and a 10. Come on, roll above an 8. That did not happen. Again, there's that number 2. I'm gonna re-roll this D8 right here. I'm sick of losing constantly. So re-rolling that D8. Great. I got a 6. They got a 4 because this one's negated. Victory! Hooray! So I am... It takes a little bit of my stamina. It weakens me a little bit, but I am able to draw the poisons out of myself and especially my crew. Let's push on. We want a high number here. 3. 1, 2, 3. Skulls on spears. A warning? No, it's a freaking welcoming mat. So this is where my men start to get a little nervous here. So it's 2d8. Okay, they're Vikings. They're hardy. They have stronger composure than to be worried by this. I say, watch me be the one who gets scared. So let's do Wanderer. I think it's Wanderer and Warden, honestly. So again, Warden, I'm taking as my Sentinel. I am established my task here is to keep the land in check, not let evil overflow. So I'm going to go with Wanderer and Warden, which is a D10 and a D6. I want above a 3. That is a 10. That's a D10. A 0 means a 10. Hooray! So, yeah. Me and the Vikings are like, next. We push on. I would really love a 2 or above. Ancient Ruins Overlook. That sucks. So not only did I not just jump to this next little story section, I have to do this D10, and that turns this into a D10. So let's look at the stupid ruins. I wonder what's so scary about this. Ancient Ruins Overlook. So maybe we just have to climb to the top of this mountain. And it's just an incredibly grueling task. We went over this like waterfall. We've been already like traipsing through the jungle. We can't figure out where we all are. And I can't wargen anything to like get a good view of where we are. So we find the highest peak and we just start climbing. So that's what I'm going with right now. This is a D10 and a D8, which is not cool. I want these to be low. A 3 and a 2. I honestly really couldn't have asked for much better than that. This is still probably going to be Wanderer. I'm going to try to Warg. I really need to find a way through this. Maybe I'm reaching out to my hawk just to see if I can find my hawk. Something in the air. So, my hawk that I lost when fleeing from the Jarl's men and women. Okay, so that is a Wanderer and a Warg. That is a 10 and an 8. Come on, above a 3. It's just a point. Man, I'm rolling low. I could have turned that into a success with one of my sailors, but it's just 1 point. And I feel like I'm going to sadly just start going through them here soon in combat. I haven't even hit a combat yet. But this is now a D10, which sucks. So we do make it up this. We're hungry, we're tired, we're confused, we're lost, and yeah, we finally make it to this overlook. And let's see what we see from this overlook. The jungle breaks here into what looks like the ruins of an ancient city. The civilization, long gone, built tall, ornate temples and longhouses. Ooh, we got Vikings. They'll like that. Which are now crumbling piles of stone. Okay, they won't like that. Halves and quarters of massive statues stand tipped by growing trees. Oh, stand tipped by growing trees. The remainders toppled rubble at their feet. The statues almost look like elves. Oh, so maybe that's where my sailors, my crew, think that they are, which is the world of the elves. Alfheimer? Is that what it is? Something like that. That's where the light elf. There's also dark elves too. I can't remember where they're from. What world on the world tree? Okay. 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh boy, double D10s. A half-tumbled tower. So we do make our way. Maybe okay. So we're up high. We're overlooking this place, and the best way to get down there is we have to climb onto this tower and kind of shimmy our way down into this village or town or city or metropolis or city, ancient city. So half tumbled tower, 2d10. This is gonna not be good. 2d10. All right. Boink boink. Yay! That 7 rolled over to a 1, so a 5. I've not used much of my wordsmithing at all this adventure, which is typically that's my magic. I'm not doing any of it, and it's showing. Okay, so we're climbing down this tower. Obviously, Wanderer. If I had my thieves' tools, I'd use that right now, but I have a short stick. Okay. A tower. But we also don't know what's here. I'm also thinking, too, so, like, we're going into this city. We see no signs of life. But, like, we're also trying to be stealthy, that is my cunning. So I want to, like, be cool about this. But also I want to make sure I don't freaking get hurt. I think cunning. Because cunning is kind of my... I went back and forth with cunning and subterfuge. But cunning made more sense, and I should have done subterfuge because that would have been my luck picks. Let's do cunning and Wanderer. I'm just trying to stick to the shadows a little bit. And I'm kind of using cunning a little bit. Like he's crafty, he's wily, he's snuck in and out of places. He knows where to put his footing pretty well. So that is an 8 and a 10. And I need above a 5. 7. Hooray. And I got a treasure. We kind of get on the roof. There's a hole in it, but we do see there is like a ladder that goes down into it. And we actually do just climb this old ladder down into the tower itself. And we find a treasure. What is it? I don't know. I usually retroactively figure out what the treasures are when I need them later on in the story, and it kind of makes sense. Like, oh, this is the thing we use. But maybe this is, it worked well in the very first adventure, but maybe this is some kind of relic to their weird god thing. So we do find in my first session, I'm here to like rid the land of like demons and stuff, and maybe it is like one of these like demonic totems or something to like, ooh, we're dealing with Norse kind of. Let's say we're surrounded by water. So I was about to say Fenrir, but let's go with the world serpent. The one that kills Thor and Thor kills. Jotunheim. The Midgard serpent. What the heck is his name? Fenrir? Hell. What's Loki's other kid's name? Not the one that he gets strung by the entrails, but the other one. The stupid snake. Jormungandr. Jormungandr, right? Jormungandr. I think that's what it is. Okay. We'll say it's a totem of that. And it's like the circle one of like eating his tail kind of thing. Because he's circling the world. That's what it is. Okay, let's move on. This TED Talk brought to you by Avery 6. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Warrior Elf Patrol. There we go. Got their 8 health. As we make our way out, or maybe they just heard us, like kind of going through this tower, and we do take this relic, and maybe it like meant something to them. And granted, it's a crumbled place, but like it was once like a shrine or something, and we are desecrating it. So these elves show up, and maybe they are light elves. I'm pretty sure there's not much information we have on the elves, really, when it comes down to it, Norse mythology. We find these elves, and instead of being, oh, they're drow, let's say that they're like very like alabaster white, which they probably get sunburnt really easy. It's probably really bad for them to be in the jungle like this, but they're like Azamar white. They're just a creepy, milky white elves. They're a D10, which stinks, and it's a D10. Gosh, they're going to hit hard. I have to do 8 points of damage. All right, warriors, time for honorable sacrifice. Let's see what we got here. I think the names of them will be Giri, Freki, Hunin, Mugen, and Tangrisnir, and whatever Thor's other goat's name was. So those are our 6, which are Odin's ravens, Odin's wolves, and Thor's goats. That's what their names are. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. Here we go. So they're a D10 and a D10. I'm finally going to use some magic. Ooh, that's good. That was an 8, but it rolled over to a 3. I love that. I'm going to use Wordsmith, obviously, and I'm going to use Bard. I mean, this isn't like a melee. When I get into combat, I usually lean back on my Bard skills, which is these are my words. I'm wordsmithing. I have these words of creation, and maybe I recognize these things for what they are, and these are like more primordial creatures like myself. Like they are a different subset of what I am, and I kind of know the words to like banish them. I don't know. I don't really know. I'm winging this, but yeah, let's say that. So I'm a 12 and a 10. I should roll pretty well here. I need above a 3. Come on, roll really high. 11. I did 8 freaking points. Hooray. So they got a 3, I got an 11. That is a difference of 8. Their health was 8. And that's the thing. I see them, and like I said, I know what they are. And I immediately just like, I do not to be on them. And I have the idea, I kind of speak Shakespeare verse as well. Like to be heals people, not to be makes them vanish. So I just know these words of vanishing, and boom, they're just gone. Like Voldemort when in the Harry Potter movie, when he just kind of like flakes away. Spoiler. Actually, if we get a 2, I wouldn't mind turning this D10 into a D6, but I would prefer a 3, I guess, or above. Okay, great. 1, 2, 3. Oh, shoot. Okay. Suddenly, you are surrounded by a small army of elves. Not the high-browed and graceful elves of the mainland, but hunched-over elves wearing rags and brandishing crude spears. Okay, I was very wrong about these elves. Who cares? They herd you into a large building where a stern-looking elf sits on a makeshift throne. Okay, maybe these other ones were... Okay, I'm still sticking to my story. I can't... So these other ones, these, like, inbred elves, I can't poof them away. These are, like, a different subset. It looked like they've been kind of, intermingling with some other species. There's some cross-species breeding going on here, and it's ugly. They speak in guttural tones, arguing with none of the decorum of their mainland cousins, you think? And soon seem to come to a decision. You are knocked unconscious. Okay. When you awaken, you're tied to a post in a strange part of the island, and something large is approaching. Here comes King Kong. D12, free yourself from the bonds. I need to free myself from these bonds, or I'm in a lot of trouble. So, in these bonds, this is like the highest number that I've seen be rolled against me, so that's no good. I may be using some of my stamina, or another one of my little Vikings may come to my rescue here. So, really would love this to be low. Okay, it was an 11, it's a 6. That's not amazing. I'm going to do this. Free myself from the bonds. My bonds are, I'm tied. Wanderer and Wordsmith, I think is fair. Again, I'm crafty. This is kind of like how I know, just like I can, for a Muse of Fire, I can make fire appear so I can like burn them. So again, these are the ways I kind of make the Wordsmith thing work for me. So for a Muse of Fire, and I'm trying to burn these bonds. That was a pretty good roll. I'm up against a 7 and a 6. Come on, 1 and a 4. That stinks. That is a 3. That may warrant a reroll. It will. I tap deep into my mana. I'm going to reroll my 1. Come on. Yes. A 9. Great. So I'm trying to burn it. I just can't get my hands right to get it. Or maybe I'm gagged, and so I can't wordsmith. So I gotta like get the gag out of my mouth. But eventually I do. And I ignite the ropes. And I quickly free my friends. So this does turn to a D12, though, which is highly unpleasant. So let's see what happens here. Suddenly, a nightmarish creature emerges from the jungle. It is an enormous, bird-like reptile with rows of pointed teeth. You recall the scholars positing its existence from bones. They called it Tyrannosaurus Rex. To me, it's probably like a dragon. If you freed yourself from the bonds, advance 2. I did. Otherwise, advance 1. And advance 1 for the following advancement. Wow, I'm really glad we succeeded. If we didn't succeed, we would have to do this. We'd have to do 34, and then we would have to do 35. But we are just doing 35. So that's fine with me. So great. So we free ourselves. We hear the lumbering steps of the dragon, and it could be Nidhogg. I think that was a Nidhogg or Fafnir. Those are some more dragons of Norse mythology. So we just start running. And we flee into the jungle. It's a D12 and a D8, which isn't that bad. And the good thing is this is going to turn into a D8 shortly. So let's get the F out of here. So yeah, we're dealing with, maybe then like the tree we were tied to was the world tree, because I think that's where Nidhogg was. It was underneath the world tree. So we hear it kind of like coming out. And D12, D8. 12, 8, please be low. 1 and a 3, yes. I'm scared to warg, especially like the things that they're to warg into. Like it's not working for me. Wanderer for sure. I'm fleeing into the jungle. Wanderer and Cunning. I am fleeing. Wanderer and Cunning. That is, I'm just using my almost like my ranger stealth. So Wanderer and Cunning. That makes sense. 10 and 8. 10 and 8. 5, 6. Great. We make it. Let us do a 1d6 to keep getting the F out of here. 3. 1, 2, 3. Thick foliage. So we're just trying to navigate our way through this. I may try to reach out again warging. I think I reach out Worgen. I try to find, because we're in a new part of the jungle. I haven't reached out with my warging skills here. So let's see who I can find. So this is a D10 and a D8 for the environment. Okay, and Wanderer and Warg, 10 and an 8. Need above a 4. Great. Wow, I got a 9 and 8. I find and I finally, wherever I am on this side of the jungle or the island, I do find creatures, and I'm able to get like a bird's eye view of where we are and how to best circumnavigate the area that we're going through. And I follow them. Okay, moving on, rolling a d6. Want this to be high, please. Great. 1, 2, 3. And thick foliage was a d10. Oh, that's not going to be helpful in a second. Okay. You managed to escape the terrifying thunder lizard. You hear it pounding off in another direction, bellowing. Great. Panting, you look around and begin to appreciate just how different the flora and fauna is here. Like it is from another time. Plants look odd and primitive. Massive herbivores poke their heads up out of the jungle canopy, lazily chewing entire tree branches. Suddenly, you realize how quiet it has gotten. Peering into the jungle, you see 2 eyes peering back at you. Clever girl. Oh, but do I just have to do Velociraptor, Velociraptor, Velociraptor? That stinks, because I've got this D10 here. Yuck. But I think that's what happens, yeah. Okay, they only have 6 health, but it's a D12 and a D10 for each Velociraptor. Shoot, I really wish I would have gotten like this. This D6 would have been so much nicer to add to their D12. Because again, D12 and D10 is pretty much the highest that is rolled against you usually. The only thing that was higher than that was the Jarl that I fought. Okay, nonetheless. Okay, D12, D10. All right, here's Velociraptor 1. It's not bad. 6 and a 4. Definitely Wordsmith. Whoops. This doesn't count. I accidentally rolled that. Wordsmith. Maybe we'll call this one Wordsmith Bard. Let's say I just try to put it to sleep. So this is a 12 and a 10 for me. What they're rolling. I'm rolling what they're rolling. So I need to beat a 6 or a 4. Dang it. So here's the thing. So I was thinking, okay, I may as well just use one of my guys to turn this into a 7, but that I got to do hit points on this thing. So it's not like I just beat it and I win and I move on to the next thing. I have to hit it for 6. If I lose one of my sailors, I just dealt 1 point of damage to it. It's the difference of me taking a point and gaining a point, but man, I really don't want to lose one of my Vikings over this. I think I take it. God dang it. So I'm just not able to put it to sleep, and I'm like, dang it, these creatures, I'm trying to wing this story here. I don't quite know how dinosaurs fit into my my Norse mythology, Gandalf the White mythos at the moment. These weird backwoods elves. All right, here they go. 10 and a 12. Woo, an 8, an 11. This one's bad. I may be sacrificing some people here. So I try to put it to sleep. I get disappointed in myself. And then 11. Ooh, a 10. I may re-roll this 11. I think I'm going to re-roll this 11. So I'm spending a point of stamina. I'm trying to put it to sleep again. Re-rolling the 11. I have a 10. That knocked it to a 4. Great. So it's a 7. So I have 10. And the difference is 8. So I won by 2. So I'm not able to put it to sleep, but it gets drowsy, and that's a small win. So I bested it by 2, so I did 2 points of damage, but I'm still fighting this thing. I'm trying to think like what this would be in Norse mythology, like what kind of creature like a small dragon would be. I think maybe I think I put it to sleep, and I stupidly creep up on it to make sure, and then it just like bites the holy crap out of my arm, probably. I need to get a 12. I'm probably going to reroll that 12 as well. I have an 8. Difference of 4. Dang it. I hate spending all this stamina on this one encounter. Rerolling the 12. It's currently a difference of 4. I think what happens is one of my Vikings comes and like they see this thing like lunge out at me, and it knocks me down on my back, and it starts just like biting at my throat and my neck, and it kind of grabs the thing and wrestles it, pulls it off of me, but in turn the thing turns around and just like starts biting his face off, and I can't stop it in time. So I did sacrifice one of my Vikings, and hopefully he finally does go back to Valhalla. He has earned it. Thank you. All right, well, let's keep doing this. All right, let's just not roll as well for them for a change. 6 and 10. Jeez, ow. This freaking Velociraptor. I think this is too strong for a Velociraptor. This is, and we got like 3 of these things. Let's say, ooh, what was it? Skull and Hattie and Garmir. Yeah, so these are like the wolves and the hound. Let's say that's what they are. They're like these, Garmir is what kills, not Heimdall. Tyr? I think that's what kills Tyr in Ragnarok. But yeah, so these are like these wolves, we'll say. So the Velociraptors, so the wolves are dressed up in Velociraptor costumes. Okay, 10. Jeez, ow, come on. I'm gonna re-roll the 10. That's better. I have an 8. They have a 6. I win by 2. Knocks it down to 2. So when the thing is biting the other thing's face off, I am able to use some of my... actually, I'll probably just say, just for fun, one of the other Vikings goes and shivs it with a pointy stick or an oar. Instead of a sharp stick like me, it has like an oar, and it just kind of like impales the thing. And, okay, please be the last round of this fight. My goodness. God, I'm rolling so well for them. An 11 and a 10. They got an 11 to 10. I may get a reroll here. Nope. I'm going to sacrifice a sailor. That's just too big of something to overcome with those dice rolls. One of the things about the sailors is I could either get a +2 or they just take all the negative damage. So the guy that went up and like stabbed it with the oar, the thing turns around and starts just eating it as well. Because that roll wasn't going anywhere. All right. Jesus. Okay. Better. I just need to win by 3. So I kind of get up after I was knocked down. I get a quick lay of the land. And instead of like trying to put the thing to sleep, I just try to kill the thing. Shoot. I don't remember what that D10 was. Was it a 4 and I rolled a 4? Doesn't matter because I got a 10 and I killed it. Hooray! So like I'm enraged. I'm mad at myself for just trying to put the thing to sleep. And I just whoosh! I just send out like a firebolt and just ignite Garmir on fire. Alright, same old story here. Hopefully this one's weaker. Alright, same thing. So they got a 5 and a 3. I have a 2 and a... I'm going to re-roll my 12. I'm going to re-roll my 12. This is 2 points of stamina I'm using overall. 7. If I would have rolled well, I could have killed this thing in one go. That is 2. That cost me 2 points of stamina to do 2 points of damage. So that stunk. But yeah, we're going into the fight. Another one kind of pops out, and I can see the other one trailing behind it. In Norse myth, yeah, these are the wolves that chase the sun and the moon. And when they catch them, that heralds the beginning of Ragnarok. So I know what the fates are doing here. And I see Skull and Hattie. That was their names. And I see Hattie trailing behind as I'm fighting Skull. So I'm quickly just trying to dispatch and really tap into my reserves. Gee, many Jillikers. That 10 sucks. I may re-roll that in a second. What's really hurting is this D10. If this was a D6 earlier, this would be obviously a lower roll. Currently, I'm being hit for a difference of 5 points. That may warrant a sailor right there, but I'm running out of them. Or re-roll this 10, knock my stamina down to 9. Yeah, let's do that. Spin another point of stamina. God dang it. Great. I got a 6. It got a 2. I did 4 points of damage. Hallelujah. So I do, again, I tap deep down into my mana reserves, and I just, seeing Hati coming in behind Skull, I quickly just know I don't have time to play around, and I tap into my mana pool, and I just do my best to just annihilate the thing as quick as possible. And the last of the wolves in Velociraptor costumes. Maybe this one sees its brethren dead, and instead of getting infuriated, it gets scared and rolls like crap. Nope, it doesn't. 9 and 8, 4 and 2. All right, goodbye. Down to 3. Hati just bounds through the woods. I try to get off a shot, zigzags around the tree. It kind of like disappears for a second. In a moment, I think they fly as well. And for a moment later, it just kind of jumps out from the sky, and it takes out one of my Vikings. Because there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, here we go. After it eats him. Oh, man, I'm rolling well for them. 7s. Wow, I'll take it. It tries to take him and like peel out after it like takes out his throat, and I like clip his hindquarters as it's trying that same thing. It's trying to dodge, go up in the sky, and then come back down on me. Let's see how this next attack does. 6 and a 1. Okay. I got a 9. Difference of 3. Knocks it down to 2. So I know exactly what it's doing. It's doing the same exact thing. It cuts, and then it comes down from the sky, and I'm just standing there waiting for it, and I was like, and I just kind of like blast it aside into a tree. It hits the tree, hits the ground, and then it comes charging back at me. 3 and a 4. I can do this. Maybe not. That's it. Thank goodness. I take out the last of the wolves. I know it says Velociraptor. I'm getting a little creative with the story here. But I take it out. And then what happens? More seem to be rustling. What? About in the tall grass. So you make for a waterfall and throw yourself off it. Okay. Oh, great. Roll a d6. All right, here we go over the waterfall. 4. Okay. Predator in the water. That's what we got right here. D12 and a D10. Man, I am not getting lucky with my opponent's rolls this game. And it is Predator in the water. I'm going to stick with the, let's go with the Midgard Serpent. This is just like, or it's the Kraken. Yeah, let's say this is the Kraken. The Predator in the water. This is kind of like the outside, what's the thing outside the stupid gates to Moria? Yeah, that thing. So, more freaking D12s and D10s. All right, so we go over this waterfall. Let's just say we jump in it. We go over the side. We're like clambering onto the beach, and then all of a sudden, all the tentacles come out at us. This thing has 8 health. Don't like that. D10 and D12. Yes. Come on. 6 and an 8 versus an 8 and an 8. I win by 2. So the 8s cancel. 8's bigger than 6. Great. We'll say like one of my Vikings, whoosh, they just chop off one of the tentacles, going to next round. And, you know, meanwhile, I'm still doing my thing. I'm still doing my wordsmith and my wanderer stuff, and I'm still blasting, but I want to give my cannon fodder, you know, some glory as well. A 3 and a 1. Great. They have a 3 and a 1. That is not a 12. An 11 and a 10. They had a 3 and a 1. I beat that by 8. This got hit, it bumped, and it turned into 12. It's not a 12. So there were 11 versus 3 is 8. Sweet. So while the tentacles chopped off, like I said, I'm still doing my thing. Like, I am, like, preparing a spell. And I know the Kraken, again, another old beast. And I'm just sitting there waiting for my moment. And when it's, like, nasty, like, head emerges, that is when I just, like, I just shoot it, like, straight into the thing's face. And maybe, since it's like a water creature, like, I just hit it with this blast of heat. And it, probably not killing it, but it does, it submerges again, and we lose it. And we hopefully run very far. 5, okay. So that would put us to 50. The 50 gives us a D8 instead of the stupid D10 in a second, so that's nice. But we have Flooded Ruins Half Submerged. What would Flooded Ruins Half Submerged be? So we have a D8 and a D10. So that's nice not to be doing D12s and D... So that's better at least. D8 and D10, okay. D8, D10. A 4 and a 7. That's still pretty good. What could we possibly be looking for here? Flooded ruins, half submerged. So, okay. Oh, okay. So more things are chasing us. We've established more things are chasing us in the previous little passage. So we're just trying to run, and it's just really wet, and we're tripping over things, and there's like stuff like maybe like Draugr, I think that's what they're called, like crawling out. That's basically like undead, like kind of crawling out of their tombs and their cairns and stuff like that. And we're just trying to like knock them over as we're making our way. We're beelining it towards somewhere. So yeah, so 4 and 7. They're trying to slow us down. I have established in previous episodes I don't like undead. I'm going to use my Wordsmith Bard. This is like my Bard. It kind of leans a bit healer a little bit, so I'm going to use Wordsmith Bard on these guys, and I'm just going to try to like just eradicate them or turn them or radiant damage them. So that is a 12 and a 10. So 7 and a 4 versus a. It was a 9, and that bumped into it and turned into a 7. I lose 2. I think that's okay. My resolve's actually doing all right. I'm gonna go down to 20 because again, this is not a combat. I didn't get this treasure. Fine. We just took the damage and we move on. And this also turned into a D8 from a D10. Finally, that D10's been bugging me. I'm about to get like a D12 here or something. Watch. So I am just like, you know, they're overrunning me a little bit and they're gouging and slashing at us, and we're just kind of limping through this area trying to keep all the undead at bay, not to mention the wolves and other things chasing us. But we do press on. That puts us up to, god dang it, we're back to the D10. Statues jutting out of the water. All right. This is where I just run into a freaking statue and die. That's going to turn this into a D10 after this turn. Man, I'm so sick of those D10s. So this is a D10 and a D8. A 9? What kind of statue is this? What is so difficult right now about this statue? Unless it is like a statue of Fenrir. It could be a statue of Fenrir, the giant wolf that eats Odin. Maybe it's a statue of Loki. I don't know. Maybe it's, yeah, let's just say it's a statue of Loki. Why not? I mean, we're being a little loosey-goosey with this story here. So let's just say it's a statue of Loki. And I know that this is an entity I can't take. This is just its avatar. It's not Loki full on, but it is this Loki statue. And I don't know if it does it have eye beams or what. I have no clue. But nonetheless, this thing is something I'm very wary of. And that lets me use my Wordsmith. That's for sure. Bard and Wordsmith, then, if it's a Loki statue. Let's do that. I'm a 6 and a 2. That's a difference of 3. I think I take it. I know what I'm up against, and it is not worth it. And I keep running. Like, I see it, and maybe since it's Loki, he's like tricking me. Maybe that's the thing. He's making us like go off of our path. We like, I don't know where we're headed in this story, but we as characters have an idea of the safest way to go. And it's just like doing this confusing mind thing on us. And we're like stopping. Maybe some of them are like, I'm hungry, or I give up, or it's worthless, and they kind of give up, like Dementors or something. And I have to go and like pick them up, like tell them like, you know, I have to like, once more into the breach, dear friends. I have to like, come on, we gotta keep moving, we gotta keep moving, we gotta keep moving. So yeah, we don't like the Loki statue, and that does put us back to a D10. God dang it, Loki. Yeah, I know I've turned this into Ragnarok as opposed to Dinosaur Island, but nonetheless. Okay, where were we at? That was D10 statues. We want to roll high. Let's get out of here. 6, great. D10 statues, 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. Triceratops charges out of the foliage. Stay out of its way. Okay. This D10's killing me, man. I'm not a fan of this thing. So let's say that we'll say this is Fenrir, and we're just staying out of its way. Everything's kind of falling apart. Like maybe we're in some weird afterlife. Ragnarok's going on, and we're just kind of like zigzagging our way through this like land of chaos right now. And so we have Fenrir. And again, I'm just trying to keep the theme of the overall, my overall story arc of where I am. And so this Triceratops is Fenrir, obviously. So 12 and a 10. And I'm just trying to stay out of its way. Its health is 8. So maybe I know we can't, like, kill it. We're just trying to appease it. Wanderer and Wordsmith. We're rolling the exact same thing as usual. 5 and a 3. Not bad. Come on, big bucks, big bucks. It's 5 and a 3. I had a 10. It's a 7. Great. That's still 2 points. Fantastic. Maybe one of us feeds it our hand, because it did eat the hand of Tyr. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe I'm putting on the, I can't remember the name of the muzzle, but he has this like magical muzzle, and I'm trying to like conjure this muzzle thing to like shut the thing up. So I'm trying to wordsmith this muzzle into existence on it. I'm just gonna do that again. So it is a 10 and a 12, and a 5 and a 10. Gross. I'm a 4 and a 6. I'm gonna re-roll the 10. So it's trying to break free of the muzzle, and I'm trying to like snap the thing shut. This may not, I'm a 6. Ooh, a 12. That didn't do me any better. Gonna re-roll. Much better. So it got a 5. I got a 5 and a 4, and it got a 5 and a 1. The 5s cancel. I beat it by 3. So again, this is now it's a battle of like my magical powers, my wordsmithing, and its brute strength. And we're just like, again, I can't take this thing, but I know in mythology that it wears this muzzle that's made from like the sound of a bird swallowing or something like that. Gleipnir? I can't remember the name of the thing. I think that took me 2 points of stamina, so I'm really dipping pretty deep into my my mystical magical wordsmithing mana. 10 and a 12, please be low. A 9 and a 4. Maybe rolling that 9 in a second. I got a 9 and a 4. I got, yes, a 12. Whoosh! I slammed the thing shut on him, and Fenrir is just like shaking his head, angrily, just trying to like bat the muzzle off, and it can't get it. Hooray! I think it was called something like Gleipnir. All right, let's keep moving. A T-Rex appears and attacks the Triceratops. Don't get crushed. I'm totally like going, I'm putting on my own theme here, but in the game, this is pretty fun. It's a T-Rex versus Triceratops. Anyway, I'm going to say we are now rushing towards the water, and then all of a sudden, rah, the head of the Midgard serpent comes up. And I'm like, stop, don't go this way. And we quickly try to go another direction, but it has this poison breath. And it just like lets out its nasty poison breath all over us. So we're trying to sneak away from that. So D12 and D10 for the Midgard serpent. Okay, please be low. 5 and a 9, not great. A 5 and a 3. I don't want to. So I'm going to say these 3 sailors are the same ones that I had last time. I have like, I think it was Hunin, Freki, and Tangrisnir. I think that was their names. So I don't want to lose them right now. I'm doing okay on resolve. I'm going to take the 4. I know that's crazy, but I think I want to take it. Okay, so I'm re-rolling again. So the poison cloud, like we're just kind of choking in it. We can't really see anything. It's like our vision is yellow. Our eyes are burning. We're like vomiting. And we still know that the Midgard serpent is like looking for an easy snack. So here it goes again. It is a 10 and a 12. Woo, very easy snack. Okay, I may have to lose one of my guys on this one. Come on, I need to basically roll a 12 here. That's a 1 and a 2. I lost one of my guys. I don't even know which one it is. I just hear the whoosh. I just hear him like rip apart and be just being crunched quickly before engulfed. And it's just me and 2 of these guys left. Let's just re-roll this. That was a rough round. This one is not much better. Again, I rolled 2 2s. If I re-roll this 9, even if it rolls a 1, it's a 7 versus 2. I think I just lost another of my sailors, and I think the Midgard serpent is toying with me. It knows what I am. It either knows the other guys are easier prey, or it's trying to get to me. So it just took out another one of my guys. And again, hopefully they finally do get to go to Valhalla. Re-roll. I have a 9. I am re-rolling that 10. Okay. So now I found one of my guys. Let's say I found one of my guys with the poison, and I'm trying to like, shield us a bit and get us out of there together. I do use my stamina to protect us against the poison. Again, I am a so this will be like Bard. I'm doing like Bard and Wordsmith. I'm just trying to clear the poison that is affecting us. So I'm re-rolling its 10, which is on the D12. So I currently have a 9. I beat it by 3. Oof. It's down to 5. That's my first hit against this thing. And again, it's not really like defeating it, it's just surviving it is all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to kill the thing. I'm just trying to survive it. So that's no fun. It has 5 left. GBD GBDers. Okay, let's keep going. Jeez. 9 and a 9. Now I'm going offensive. I'm just trying to conjure like now I'm just thinking like what can I do? I'm trying to conjure like a hammer to hit it in the head like Mjolnir or something like that. I'm trying to create a hammer. So I have these words of creation. So this is Bard and Wordsmith. A 9 and a 9 versus, boy, you just can't make hammers like they used to. He's gone. It's too much for me to overcome these 2 9s. Bye. So now it's just me and this stupid D10 and the creature. Boy, this is rough. So I lose them. They succumb to. I'm so busy focusing on this hammer and trying to bat the thing away. And in the meantime, the last of the Tangrisnir succumbs to the poison, and I'm just trying to get out of it right now. Come on. 1 versus 3, 8 versus 4. I think I'm going to re-roll my 12. I'm now just focused on survival. I don't need to protect my friends. I just need to get out of here. So I'm going to re-roll the 8 of it. 3. Great. That is a difference of 1. Okay, I'm now pushing my way through. I'm just trying to survive. I can hear the thing snaking after me, literally. And I'm just weaving my way through this landscape and just trying to survive. I'm not trying to really even hurt the thing. And I'm just throwing whatever spells I can over my back. So this is now I'm back to like Wanderer, Wordsmith. This D10's been rough. 3 and a 2. There we go. There we go. I'm trying to get up on land. The thing likes to be in the water, and I know this. I'm just trying to get on land. It's a difference of 4. If I can get a 7 or above, got out of its way, I get back onto land. And what do I have here? Finally, you see an opening. Can you escape? So we pushed on far enough. We can hear the serpent chasing behind us. Its tail, like it circles the world, so its tail can always be in water. But I don't know what we see up ahead of us, but we see an opening, and we're just trying to get to it. This is not a combat. It's just another stupid D12 versus D10, and I just want to roll higher than it. Sadly, I lost all my friends. A 4 and a Corsa 12. I do have stamina. Which I will be using here in a second. They have a 4 and a 12. I have a 5 and a 2. That was a 4. I'm going to reroll that 12. 10. I don't know how much more I have behind. This is a difference of 5. Turn that 10 into a 9. Jesus. I don't know how much more I have left here. 9. Is that a reroll? Yeah, okay. It automatically rerolls. Jeez. I don't even know where I'm on stamina anymore. Let's say... right now, this is a difference of 5 and 11. That's 6 points. Let's say I have 1 stamina left. I don't know. I'm going to save it and take the 6 points. I think I'm almost done. I'm hurting really bad, but I'm just running. And let's see what happens here. Oh, I think I may have made it. You stumble into a wide area that opens onto a field of mammoth bones. Massive, curving rib cages and tusks jut up to the sky as ravens circle overhead. Odin's ravens. An elephant graveyard. A fortune in ivory right here. I don't care about that. The area overlooks a cliff, and in the distance you see a ship. Skidbladnir. Skidbladnir? Away off this cursed island. But looking closer, you see it as flying the skull and crossbones. Pirates. At least you have something to barter for passage off of the island. Okay. So I do find some nefarious sorts to get me off of this island, which makes sense. That the people I was with, they needed to pass on further to Valhalla. They were in this weird, like, in-between world, like Elysium. Is that what it's called? Elysian Fields is the good thing in Greek myth. There is some, like, weird in-between place. But they needed to, like, maybe die gloriously in battle, so I provided that for them. And so they went on to the afterlife, and then I found some passage, Charon, I don't know who it is, who brings me back to the living world where I need to inhabit and where I need to continue my duty as a warden with my sharp stick. Okay, that was a successful one. I survived that one, somehow, barely, with 6 resolve, maybe 1 stamina, and thank goodness I had those Vikings with me, or I would not have survived that. So maybe I needed to provide them another glorious death, and maybe that was like their final memories of life, and like they were just reliving the experiences of what they've been told of Ragnarok. So I got to experience that with them, and I fought all the big bads of Ragnarok. I had Garmir, Hattie, and Skoll. I had Loki, the statue. I had the Midgard Serpent, Jormungandr, and Fenris. And that's great. So that was the Lost Island. I know I kind of took it a little out of context. I like the idea that I reawokened and had to do this journey. But dude, so happy with that. Super fun game. Again, this is Dungeon Hero. Thank you so much for watching this. I am Avery with Alone in the Dork, and until next time, stay dorky, my friends.